To start just making exactly what was in my mind again, and not having to speak with the textures of the time. Because, Cruel Summer is definitely Kanye West, and there's something kind of weird and off about Mercy, like when it has the high pitch, that type of sound. It sounds like art still a little bit, even though it's obviously was a radio smash. But it's still, when I, get into the idea like the trap drums and things like that, there are certain songs that are blatant, radio hits. It's like I'm speaking with today's textures, and that's, and if you look at it 200 years from now, it's not going to stand out in the way that, 808s or Yeezus stands out and completely can push or redefine or make people say, hey, I completely hate that or I completely love that, but let me just think differently, because everybody is like bound to these, no pun intended, they're bound to 16 bars and 8 bars and, the normal the radio thing. I was talking to Frank Ocean about this and said, like, my mom got arrested for the sit-ins, and now we're more like the sit-outs, like sit off of radio, and say, hey, radio, come to us. We need to find something new because it's being, controlled in a way and manufactured in a way that, really awesome, artists, can make amazing music and not break as far past as like something that's very like formulaic.
So it almost feels like a duty to you in a weird way, having the people's ear, having people's attention, and for great music to be able to say, well, if I'm not challenging them, if I'm not challenging myself, not challenging radio, what am I doing?
Yeah, well, I'm not trying to regurgitate myself. I showed people that I understand how to make perfect. Dark fantasy could be considered to be perfect. I say, I know how to make perfect, but that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to crack the pavement and make new grounds, sonically and society, culturally. Some people say everyone was born an artist, and society, their parents, they beat it out of them. There's times, there was someone after I said I was gonna run for president, that showed me like a videotape of somebody making fun of me about that concept. And I was thinking like, wow, if this person was doing this from my age of 3, I would have never been me. And, people say geniuses are kids with good parents. So, how do you nurture the things that people would call weird and to something that could be considered to be to something that would be exceptional? Like, so many movies are based on this anti-hero that's up against all odds doing the exceptional.
I was always rapping, and it just so happened that really, really phenomenal rappers got to rap on my beats before I got a chance to. So that pushed me into the classification of a producer. But I'm a rapper from the heart. Like, I got something to say, you know what I'm saying? And people like, yo, what you finna rap about? You never sold crack out your house or put a gat to a mouth and put your fist to your spouse. So how you gonna move the crowd? I bet 1,000 that you get booed out. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, the rap game has changed so much. It go from Tribe Called Quest to Onyx to Swiss Beats to Rockefeller to the Bad Boy, and so many different sounds. And it's like almost playing like double dutch. Like, where do you get in the game? You're like trying to like, yo, how does my style fit into what I'm doing right now? So I'm lucky that I had the opportunity to have a plateau to stand on now that my style of beats is the most popular style on the radio right now. Now that I turn on and hear beats that I could have sworn I did them, but I just didn't get no check for it. That's a Swiss Beat quote right there. I could have sworn I did the beat, I just didn't get no check for it. So now that my style is, now it's like the world can accept me. It's a lot of people, it's like you just gotta get in where you fit in. You never know how you get in. You might be somebody's guy and you end up being better than that person and shining over that person, or you might be an intern, or it's like the question is, how do you get into this industry? How do you get into the shoes I'm in right now? I'm just happy to be here. But as an artist, like, I'm not finna waste this opportunity. I'm finna take this to the next level. Like, I remember when Pac first got out of jail and said, yo man, Snoop is killing the game out. I'm finna take Death Row to the next level. I'm like, what? Tupac finna do better than Snoop?